those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Would you love to deepen your spiritual connection and create a conscious shift in your life? Do you seek answers to the human experience? Welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, a 2-hour safe haven for your questions and Spirit's answers to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, SarahSpiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. Spiritually Speaking with Sarah is presented by the Expedito Enlightenment Center in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. For the next 2 hours, listen, call in, and watch SarahSpiritual live on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope, and share love and light.
Open up in Yes, indeed. There is a light right here on WWNN, 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. We are answering your questions all across the nation at 888-565-1470. Tonight's the night. If I could put time in a bottle, the first thing that I'd like to do. We're going to save every day. So what memories are you putting into your bottle? What would you love to hold on to, cherish, and never let go? What experiences, what people would we put in the bottle? Now, of course, we're not making a genie in the bottle, people. We are just putting our memories in the bottle, because there never seems to be enough time to do the things you want to do once you find them. And we looked around enough to know that you are the only one I want to go through time with. Who's in your bottle? And how are we orchestrating our memories to a new reality? Because we know the past is the past, but how do you orchestrate a new life, a new experience? How do we open up to new possibilities? We're in the middle of 2021. I always have to pause because I still want to say 2020 because it's just left. Well, that's a time I want to put in a bottle, and Lord, we want to throw 2020 somewhere far, far away. But it's a time that's imprinted in our minds, and we keep having things coming up that are part of the 2020 experience. And for some of us, 2020 is a year of great loss, even 2021. So touch your hearts and open your hearts and think, if you could put time in a bottle, what would you want to do? What moments would you want to cherish? What moments would you want to do over? What conversations would you like to hold on to? Conversations you wish went differently? What things did you wish you were able to share with someone who perhaps is not here anymore, or not a part of your experience, your journey any longer? Because there never seems to be enough time to not just do the things you want to do, but to say the things you want to do. How precious that is, to be able to bring back a memory and review and feel. You know, there's such a thing called pictures. I know a lot of people have them on their phones, but you know those pictures you put in an album? Do they still do that anymore? Those beautiful pictures that we all had printed out. And I remember how exciting it was to run over to a local film developing place. Some of them even had these little shacks in the middle of the parking lot where you had your grocery store and other stores, and you would drop off your rolls of film. Yeah, I know that seems a while ago, but it wasn't that far ago. Drop off your rolls of film, and you would take them to be developed, and then you'd get them back. And I remember looking at pictures, and sometimes I'd look at a picture and go, oh my God, I thought that picture was going to come out so much better than that. And you could see how some of your pictures just didn't have the right lighting, and there really wasn't any do-overs, and there most certainly were not any of these filter things that we are using now that make us just look so glamorous on Instagram and Facebook and Snapchat. I mean, we're looking good. So when we look at these beautiful pictures of our memories of life, and many of them are in your mind, think about the conversations and the experiences that you'd love to rehash and revisit. I always remember I'd spend New Year's Eve with my grandparents. Now, my grandparents on my mother's side, very Italian, off the boat Italian. And so there was always a lot of food involved. So she would make these donuts. Sometimes they make honey balls, but she would make these donuts. And it would be dough that she would roll out, and she would make into like what she would call a bow tie. And she'd tie a knot in it. And then this would be our New Year's Eve. We would always have these bow ties that were fried, deep fried, and then put powdered sugar on them. And you could eat them. And what I loved about the center of it was where the knot was. It was crunchy, and yet there was like a little soft pouch right there in the middle. And that would be like our New Year's Eve. And we would watch, oh my goodness, I guess my grandmother liked the New Year's Eve celebration, and I guess it would be Glenn Miller was there and all the great old songs, right? And, I would sit there on the couch, and then she would point out people. This would be my grandmother. She didn't have much of an accent. My grandfather had a little bit more of one, but she would point out people, and she'd be like, look how stupid that person looks. Look at them. What is that lady wearing? What is she thinking? Oh, she should lose that feather on the top of her hat. Like, she would just go off on her take of how these people were dressed, right? And then, look at the poor people in Times Square freezing. They were freezing outside, right? Usually it was really cold on New Year's Eve. And here in Florida, we don't get to experience that cold. I remember my first New Year's Eve here, and I was like, well, this isn't much of a New Year's Eve. Like, where's the cold? I remember grilling, thinking this is bizarre to be grilling outside on New Year's Eve. But when I was a little girl, it was always about snow and cold weather. And I remember it was around those snow times that, you would hear the stories of how your grandparents had to walk with snow up to their waist with barely a coat on to get home. And here we are complaining, So she would tell me these stories, and I'd be like, oh my God. I mean, I couldn't believe she would tell me these stories that seemed a little bit too hard to believe, but they always had a story, right? And my grandfather used to get up really, really early in the morning, and he would pick up the grease at the restaurant. So he drove some kind of truck, which I never saw. And I knew he picked up these barrels. And I remember saying, what's in the barrels? And he's like, grease. And I'm like, okay, sounds like a cool job. Like, you don't know when you're a little kid, right? And when I'd sleep over at my grandparents' house, they had a beautiful house in Fort Lee, New Jersey. It was a really nice house. Like, these are the moments, like, we all have these memories. And so I remember there was a downstairs where their bedroom was, and there was a little den area. But then upstairs was where my great-grandfather lived for a while until he passed. And my uncle used to live there. And my uncle used to listen to all this, like, really cool music. So I would go upstairs, and I would be dancing on his bed and jumping on his bed. Like, these are the memories that you remember as a little kid. And what memories do you want to rehash and revisit and have again in your life? What are the memories that make your heart sing and make you feel like you're having fun? And then what are those do-over conversations that you wish you could have? I remember the last conversation I ever had with my grandmother. And it was the last official conversation before she went for surgery. And I remember talking to her, and we were talking about a procedure she was going to have. And she was kind of telling me the odds of how it could go or it might not go. And the odds were really more in her favor that she would be fine. And initially she was fine. And then I believe she had a little stroke, and she never really came out of the hospital. But I remember standing in the kitchen. I can tell you exactly where I was standing. And we weren't at her house in Fort Lee. We were at what we call the bungalow. That would be this little house in West Milford, New Jersey, that my grandfather had built. See, these are moments that you keep in your time capsule. And I was standing there, and we were talking about it. And, I was a young adult at that time. And I said to her, well, if the odds are in your favor, and they're saying if you don't have this surgery, then 1 minute your heart could just stop and you could be standing right here in the kitchen and just go. Then I guess you have to kind of lean that way to see if you can buy yourself more time. That wasn't in the plan, but that was ultimately the decision that she made. And so I ask myself, as many of you might, you ask yourself, well, what if we had had the conversation differently? What if I had said to her, well, I don't think that's a good idea. I wasn't tuned into spirit. Like, what if I had whipped out my pendulum and stood in the kitchen and said, let's check with spirit and see what spirit has to say? I don't know if the story would have changed, but these are the conversations that I know we've all had with people, simple ones or ones we wish we could take back our words because we spoke words of anger or frustration. We have those last moments where maybe you're in this really awful breakup and, you're crying ugly and it's just not going well. And you're in these moments where you really wish you had said something to them or asked them another question so you could have a better closure on it, or just let your 2 cents be heard. Because if you're going to break up with me, then Jiminy Crickets, I'm going to tell you what I think. But maybe you feel so emotionally sideswiped that you don't speak your truth at that moment. These are the things that are in our time capsules. These are the moments that are in our bottles. And some of these bottles we want to release. We We want to find our closure. We want to throw them in the ocean. We want to let them go. And then there's other bottles of memories. You really want to just see if you can crack that bottle open and just relive it just for a moment and feel the feelings of what it was like to feel that happy or that connected with someone, or that heartfelt love that for a grandparent or a parent that maybe are not here on earth anymore. And I know for many of you, given the climate of our crisis in health that has seems to kind of exploded, different things going on, and people maybe exiting the earth a little sooner than we thought. We kind of had a plan. They're only 70, so they'll be here for at least 10, maybe 20, 25 years. Like, we have these plans. And then the plans, they don't work that way. They wake up one day and they seem fine, and then something happens, and next thing you know, they're exiting the planet. Or those who just had a life that they felt happy about, and somewhere along the lines, they kind of lost themselves, and they lose themselves to an addiction or some other suffering of mental illness, and they just never come back. Life is unexpected and full of pleasant and unpleasant surprises. And so we have to learn to be still. I think we at times spend way too much time letting the outer happenings of the world disturb us. And we need to have that silence and that reflection within self. And remember the times that made your heart sing. Remember those times with your grandparents. Remember those times with yourself when you felt just so happy and free. Especially now, if you're overwhelmed by some of the, restrictions of life and maybe the aftermath, financially, emotionally, physically, from these past 18 months. It's been a rough gig. And for many people, it's not been a time where we've had enough time to really absorb it all and process, because we've kind of just had to keep going through it. So for you to just kind of sit and be in these moments and ask yourself, and even journal, if I could save time in a bottle, what would the first thing you'd like to do be? Who's the first person who pops in your mind? What would you love to encapsulate and let it be in your soul for all your days? Who would the person be? What would the experience be? These are the feelings that help us navigate life's choppy waters. These are the memories that remind you where you have been and give you hope to direct you to where you can be. Life is a journey, and it's a series of twists and turns, and sometimes we cannot see beyond the bend. And so we know not what is to come, but we still know where we've been before and who we are, and the memories that we've had that have helped carve out your personality, your experiences, and helped you form your personal character and your ability to express yourself. So if you could save time in a bottle, what memory would you hold near and dear to your heart? There's a line in a song that I absolutely love, and it's from Michael Feinstein, and he sings this song of two people just kind of navigating their lives and choosing to go in a different way. And he says this line, "Which books are yours? Which hopes and dreams belong to you, and which are mine? Our lives are tangled like the branches in a vine that intertwine. And though you don't know where and don't know when, I'll find myself in love again. I promise there will always be a little place inside of me that stays in love with you. Everyone you've ever loved is in your heart. And every experience has been a moment to lead you to ultimately who you've come to be and your personal destiny. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors and save some time to call us at 888-565-1470. We are answering your questions and connecting all across the nation and sharing in your memories and your heart. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Have you ever felt alone, sensing something more is around you, but are unsure how to connect? Do you wonder if your loved ones who are deceased are among you? SarahSpiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium who can connect you with your loved ones, spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. For Sarah, life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. To contact Sarah for a personal reading, call 561-682-0956 or send an email to sarah@sarahspiritual.com. You can also visit www.sarahspiritual.com for more information. That's 561-682-0956 or sarahspiritual.com. Let Spirit and Sarah raise you up. For the most extensive multicultural array of spiritual products, classes, and healing services in a comfortable and convenient setting, you must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in the Habitat Plaza in West Palm Beach. There you'll find the products, services, and spiritual development classes to help you bridge the gap between you and your spiritual connection. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with SarahSpiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Habitat Plaza, West Palm Beach. Call them at 561-682-0955 or online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. For yourself or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in the Habitat Plaza, Okeechobee Boulevard, West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit them on the web at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah and be in the energy of light. Call SarahSpiritual now, toll free, worldwide, 1-888-565-1470. 1-888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message SarahSpiritual live on Facebook, YouTube, or Periscope.
It's the second piece. It's another piece.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Before I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me?
Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Yes, indeed. We are in a transition here. We got someone filling in, so thanks so much for filling in. So we're working through some things here, but we are great to be together with all of you. Kind of throws us here when we're trying to get the flow here. So we're going to train you on air. Are you ready? Are you listening? Okay, good. So the music goes on, and you don't turn the mic on until we tell you. You keep the music on, and then when we tell you, you turn the mic light on, and then we're ready to roll. That's how we ease into things here in Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. We got to ease on down the road here because we got some calls coming in at 888-565-1470. And we got some Facebook people. And our Facebook people are live and they're hot tonight. I got to tell you, I sure hope you shared the page. I sure hope you shared the excitement and the joy. And we got our friends on YouTube. Got lots of friends on YouTube. Yes, indeed. It's a busy night here. And we're excited because we got some exciting news. That's why we got to be like grease lightning. We got to get this done just right because we're not going to tell you yet, but we got some exciting things coming up. So I need you to share the page and I need you to go, shh, 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 shh. Sarah Spiritual's got a secret. That's what I need you to do. Pass it on. Hashtag Sarah Spiritual's got a secret. Pass it on. That's the hashtag. So hashtag Sarah Spiritual's got a secret, pass it on. Let's see how many times you can share the page and give us the hashtag Sarah Spiritual's got a secret, pass it on. We got messages. We got stuff going on for all of you. We got some conversations going on our happy little Facebook pages and things. Yes. Let's see what we got going on. Who do we got on our Facebook page? We've got our Facebook. We got Alexandra Manino. And she says, well, hey, Sarah, where do you see me working permanently this year and love life? Sounds like we need to cover everything here. But let me tell you this. First thing that they make me aware of is where do you see you working is the first question, because there's some ambiguity as to who you are, who you want to be, and career life. Where do I see you working? I see you working in something that is going to fill your heart with joy and something that's going to make you feel like you're expressing yourself, something that's going to be publicly watched, something that's going to be publicly viewed, something that's going to make you feel like you're taking your message and bringing it out into the road. And we're going to take you into the energy of your love life. Love life looks like we're evaluating what love means to you and what your partner can bring to the table. So this is really important for you to understand and really important for you to learn to feel into the experience. So thank you, Alexandra Maninio. We appreciate your joining us on Facebook. Please share the page and hashtag Sarah Spiritual's got a secret. Okay, we're going to go to our next Facebook or YouTube person. Let's see who we've got here. We've got Cherry Mom. I think that's what it says, Cherry Mom. Cherry Mom's on YouTube, and she says, looking for employment. My spirit guides give me any idea a job might be coming up, please. You know, I do see a job coming up, but there seems to be a little bit of a slow up. But this is your year to actually reap the rewards of your financial wellness, because there is a job that comes up that is a bump in pay, a new activity, and it's a bit of a transition, a bit of a learning curve, but you're going to do quite well. And I feel as if the August month brings things to a better financial picture, and we're easing down the road of financial wellness and employment. So thank you so much, Cherry, for your YouTube question. We're going to go to our phone lines at 888-565-1470. And we're saving some time in the bottle. So we've got to go to Robin. We've got Robin in, looks like, I don't know, Keensville, Florida. Robin, how are you? Hi, Robin. Robin? Okay. All right, we're going to just check something out here. So let's see what we've got going on. All right, Robin, hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Glad to connect with you. So, Robin, if I could save time in a bottle. What are you putting in the bottle, Robin?
Well, right now I'm going to have to put my grandparents in the bottle in Sunday dinners because I really, really miss that with all the family.
Yes, yes. Sunday dinner. What was at the dinner table with grandparents?
Well, she always made homemade pies, which dessert is my favorite, so I wanted to eat that first. And then there was always homemade macaroni and cheese and mashed potatoes, homemade, which people don't hardly do anymore. And then always some kind of big meat, whatever it was,
right.
You know, whether it was a roast or whatever, but there was always that there. And, of course, the vegetables, which I could pass on.
Right, because we're having a carb fest, right? I mean, we are really... Absolutely, Robin. Where were your grandparents? What town were they in?
They were actually from a small town south of Boston called Taunton.
Oh, sounds like a quiet little town, yes? A little quiet?
It was very quiet.
Yes.
Yes.
Beautiful energy,
But
Robin. Yes.
I'm in actually a quieter town right now in Kenansville, Florida.
Yeah, I didn't recognize the name. Kenansville, Florida. I'm like, okay, I don't remember ever seeing that on the map. You got a spot on the map somewhere?
Yeah, we actually do have a dot on the map right now.
Well, that's
Yeah.
good to hear. Good to hear. So, Robin, great energy around you, great opportunities coming for you. They talk about
Sure.
shifts, changes, being open to kind of creating a new vision for your life at this time. And when I move you into the energy, the first thing that they make me aware of is that this is a year to kind of step away from things that you don't want to do anymore. So I almost feel like we're going to make some kind of transition. Are we looking to transition and phase out of something for work, or making a shift of some kind?
No, you're exactly right. Making a rather big move to Tennessee and building a house.
Okay, great. I just feel like a transition. I feel us just letting go of things that don't serve us anymore. And I just feel like this is a year of clearing it out, opening up the doors of new possibilities. And I feel as if Tennessee is going to give you a little bit more of that, I don't know, homey feel, like grandma and grandpa are right there with you. Yes?
Yes, I'm ready to go. I really am, and looking forward to it. And that's exactly what I was calling about, to see what the feelings were with regards to that, because it is a big move.
It is a big move, but it's a necessary move. I feel as if Florida has served its time for you. And I feel as if in the time that you've had, the past 2 years have been very reflective, and also a bit of a transition for you as well. And it's time to open up to these new doorways of possibilities. I feel as if being true to yourself and your understanding of your inner self, you need more peace and you need more human, heartfelt connection. And something around you makes me feel like we're not really getting it there. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. They also make me aware that you've got a great spirit for travel. So
I do.
it's
Yes.
really important for you to stay fresh in your travels so that you never feel stagnant and stuck. I'm sure your grandparents are greatly connected to you in your time in a bottle. I'm sure that the first thing they'd like to do is to send you a kiss and give you a big hug. I'm very much aware, though, of your guardian angel around you, and makes me feel as if you've been talking to your angels a lot more lately as well. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Archangel Michael is with you, but your guardian angel steps forward first, letting me know that in the energy of your connection with your journey, that your guardian angel is right by your side. And Robin, there's also a man who stands connected to you, not a grandparent, connected to you, above you, in a male figure connection for you. Does this make sense to you, please?
Well, it could be either
Your
one
father?
of my fathers.
Yes, your father. Yeah, I had to wait for him to tell me. I'm like, okay, who are you, please? You're stepping
I
up.
have a stepdad and a real dad, and my real dad lived with me for a long time.
Yes, it is your father, your official father. Your father steps forward too. So he wants you to know that he's there with you as well. Okay. Robin, I hope I've been of service to you today. How did you hear about the show?
One of my friends told me.
Yes. Father's energy is very much around you, Robin, and consider it healed. This makes sense to you, yes?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Consider it healed, Robin. All is well.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Robin. God bless you. Bye for now.
You as well.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
888-565-1470. All right, we're going to push another button. We're going to make a connection. We're going to pull another call. We've got Jilly, and if we look on the board, we got Jilly in Port St. Lucie, so let's push that button, please. And we got Jilly on the line. Jilly, how you doing?
Hi, Sarah. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, Jilly. So round and round you go. Where you stop, nobody knows. I got to tell you that you most certainly are in a time of great personal power and belief and self-care. But what moment in time, if I could put time in a bottle, what are you putting in a bottle for me? What memory are you holding on to, please? What moment do you want to cherish?
Memories with like people that I love and care about.
Yes. What one stands out in your mind We're going to put it in a bottle and keep it forever. What is it?
I guess it can go back to when I was younger.
Yes. And what would that be?
A time when I was like in high school at Universal.
Yeah. And who are you with at Universal?
With my friends and just with people that I never met. That was really friendly.
They're really friendly. So you felt a great camaraderie with your friends, and you felt very free and, I don't know, just fun.
Yes.
Like life was free then, right?
Yes.
Unburdened, unencumbered by life. Oh, my goodness. Those were the days, my friend. Yes, indeed. Those were some good days for you. Absolutely. So, Miss Jilly, round and round you go. Where you stop, nobody knows. What's your question for me tonight?
I have a question. There's this guy that I date. I was just wondering if he was a truthful guy, if he was like worthy to be trusted. I'm just not sure.
Okay. What is his birthday?
I believe it's I forgot. I know it's in April. He's an Aries. I forgot his birthday.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of Aries around, so I got to find the right one.
Oh.
I mean, I can be an Aries homing pigeon, but that'll take me a while to get in touch with this one. But you know what I love while you're trying to remember his birthday? What did you come up with the birthday?
I know the year.
I need the day. Anyhow, I'll see if I can tune in the energy. But I love, and you're gonna play around with me right now because we just got to play here with you, Jilly. Because I love when people call and they want to talk about somebody. And by the way, you're on national radio. I know you know that, right? So anybody and everybody could be listening, right? But all of a sudden they're like, and they talk real broad and enthusiastic, and also I got a question about a guy, and like if you lower your voice, like he's not going to hear you, like I don't want anyone to know. I got a question about the girl. We're on national radio. Like there's no getting around this. So I got a question about a guy. And I got a story about a guy. I see a guy who is not quite ready to be settled, is what I see. I wrote a number for his birthday because it's kind of the vibe that Spirit prompted me. So while I was kind of messing with you and teasing you, I was really tuning into the energy. And I feel like it's not a matter of not being truthful. I know. A lie is a lie is a lie. I know, I get it. But it's not a matter of being truthful. It's a matter of him not being willing to share where he's at in his life and really being completely transparent because he's still figuring some things out for himself. I really feel like he's trying to get something in shape or organized for himself for work. Like they want to move him down a bit. And in this energy, he's got to focus on that. I don't believe, and you want to get me his exact birthday, but I don't believe from the vibe I'm getting from Spirit that he is the guy that we will be with 2 years from now. I believe he's the guy who's just someone who's nice and fun to hang out with, but I don't really feel like he's the guy. All right?
Okay.
All right. But get me his birthday and shoot it to me in a message on Facebook or give us a call back and we'll take a look a little bit further in. But I see a guy who is just not quite ready for just more than just chilling and hanging, okay?
Okay.
All right. All right, Jilly.
All right.
Thank you so much. All right. Bye for now.
Bye.
888-565-1470. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to answer your questions. We're going to pop onto Facebook, and we got a surprise for all of you. So hashtag SarahSpiritual's got a surprise. Share the page. And we've got my friend Stacie Haller coming. And Stacie Haller, she's got some update on some spiritual astrological report that you don't want to miss at the 7 o'clock hour. So stay with us, everyone. Don't you go away. You know, we'll be right back.
Have Have you ever felt alone, sensing something more is around you, but are unsure how to connect? Do you wonder if your loved ones who are deceased are among you? SarahSpiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium who can connect you with your loved ones, spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. For Sarah, life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. To contact Sarah for a personal reading, call 561-682-0956 or send an email to sarah@sarahspiritual.com. You can also visit www.sarahspiritual.com for more information. That's 561-682-0956 or sarahspiritual.com. Let Spirit and Sarah raise you up. For the most extensive multicultural array of spiritual products, classes, and healing services in a comfortable and convenient setting, you must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in the Habitat Plaza in West Palm Beach. There you'll find the products, services, and spiritual development classes to help you bridge the gap between you and your spiritual connection. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with SarahSpiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Habitat Plaza, West Palm Beach. Call them at 561-682-0955 or online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. For yourself or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in the Habitat Plaza, Okeechobee Boulevard, West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit them on the web at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah and be in the energy of light. Call SarahSpiritual now, toll free, worldwide, 1-888-565-1470. 1-888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message SarahSpiritual live on Facebook, YouTube, or Periscope.
Story right here on WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. Hashtag Sarah Spiritual's got a secret. Pass it forward, share the page. Let me know you shared the page in the feed. We want to know that you are on track with our secret here. So hashtag Sarah Spiritual's got a secret. Helena, keep it rolling there in the feed there with everybody. Don't be spilling the beans there, Helena. In Facebook land here. We got our Facebook people, and we're going to ask that you share the page, and all our friends in YouTube. Thank you very much for joining us. And we're going to go back to the phone lines, and we're going to go back to answering some questions in our beloved Facebook YouTube fan club. But for now, I got to go to Kamini. Kamini's in New York, New York. It's a heck of a town. So, Kamini, how you doing, my dear?
Hey, how are you, Sarah?
I'm doing well. So if you could save time in a bottle, the first thing that you'd like to do is save what moment? What moments in time do you want to cherish?
I really don't know. I haven't thought about that in a long time. I've been through so much.
All right. Well, when you were 4 or 5, we can't say we've been through so much. So what's a memory of someone that loved you a lot or made you feel happy and safe and warm? And what memory would you like to embrace and put in a bottle?
Well, I guess the first thing that comes to mind was when I was smaller. My father and I, we had a really great relationship, and I always felt like, happy when we spent time together.
Okay. What's your father's name?
Ramchand.
Okay. So put one of those memories in a bottle, because those are the things that shape us, my darling, and give us the feeling of being happy and safe, and also things that give us the strength to carry on when things aren't going so well. And I know you have been through a lot, and you've had a lot of changes in the past 18 months, and some of the things you saw, you weren't too happy with what you found out, but it's also helped you build courage. That's one of the foundations of finding yourself, is building your own energy of courage. So, Kamini, what is your question for us tonight?
I want to know if there are any angels around me, because I'm still healing from everything, and sometimes I feel like I'm taking 100 steps back and just 2 steps forward. And I'm also seeing lots of numbers,
right, 1111, 444. Yes.
Yeah, 55, 33, 23, 77, 88, and 111, those numbers.
111. Watch your thoughts. Careful what you're thinking. As you're thinking them, you're manifesting them. So focus on positive things here. So energy of worry, but they want you to know that they want you to know that they are with you. Angels around you. Do you remember, I don't know, kind of looks like, did you have a doll that was not like a plastic doll, but almost like a clothy kind of raggy doll? Do you remember that, please?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Okay. Because someone's handing me from the other side a doll, but it doesn't look like, one of the more plastic, lifelike ones. It looks more like a doll that has almost like stuffing in it. She's a little more limp here. Do you remember somebody giving you, or like a little doll you used to carry with a blanket or something when you were little? This woman seems connected to your grandmother's energy. Grandma passed, please?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Dad's mom, please? Yes?
Yeah, I never met her, though.
Okay. And so the grandmother that passed that would have given you a doll was more mom's side. Is that what you're saying to me?
No, she never gave me, anything. Okay. She actually had a falling out with our family.
Okay. There's a grandmother energy here, and she's giving me a doll. So sometimes people step into the family. I'll continue to tell you what I see, and I'm sure you'll put it together. There's someone who's connected to you as if she was a grandmother, who was like a nurturer, caretaker, someone who was connected to your family, like connected to your parents, and she gave you a doll. So I don't know if she was your godmother or your great aunt, one of these type energies, all right? So she brings this doll to me, and they're giving it to me for a reason. And the reason that I'm getting from your guides is that you need to, this is going to sound crazy, you need to get yourself a little rag doll.
A rag doll?
Mm-hmm. And, just buy something online, and you want to talk to this little doll as if you were talking to yourself. And you want to let this doll know that she's loved and she's cared for, and that you're going to take care of her, and that she's beautiful, and that she has confidence, and she's courageous, and she can handle anything, and that she's going to go with you everywhere you go, so that nothing could ever harm her. And that together, you and this little doll are going to be able to navigate these changes in life that have left you feeling uncertain, alone, abandoned, discontented, filled with disharmony, and embracing this energy of uncertainty and not knowing who you are. You're just embracing it like, I don't know who I am, and this is my story. It's not your story, Kamini. Your story is a story of triumph over adversity. It's a story of truth over betrayal. It is a story of love over illusion. This is the story of your life, and you have lived through these moments and times, but now we have to pass through the portal of darkness to get to the other side, which will offer you this better life that you would like to have, but the brokenness inside of you from being little, younger, not necessarily the little moments with your dad, but when you were younger, these moments are still haunting you. This makes sense to you, yes, Kamini?
Yeah, a little bit.
And when I move you into the energy of your teenage years, there's something that makes me feel like you didn't feel like you fit in. You just couldn't kind of get your grip on things, yes? Okay. And I feel as if everyone you've attracted in the love life has just not shown up for you.
Yeah, this one was the worst. Got betrayed twice.
I understand. So you and your little doll need to make a pact that you're going to trust each other so that love can find you, that is love that is true, that would never forsake you. Okay.
Wow. I didn't expect all of this, but wow.
Okay. But if we don't heal where we've been, because just like you have a bottle for these wonderful memories with your dad, you have a bucket with the memories of betrayal and hurt and lies and illusions, and you're carrying that bucket like a bucket of mud. And it's tripping you. So we kind of got to put the bucket down and embrace the beautiful memories and create new memories and a new vision of who Kamini is. If we do not take the time to reevaluate and assess the assets that are Kamini, the aspects that are divine within you, and how will we attract what we want? How will we be free to get a better job, make a move, stand on our own? We have to find confidence, yes?
Yeah.
Do you remember the movie The Sound of Music?
I don't think I saw that movie.
Oh, well, girl, it's like The Wizard of Oz. Everyone needs to see The Sound of Music. Okay.
Okay, I'll probably look at that then.
Yeah, it's a beautiful movie, and there's a wonderful little love story in the middle, but the woman, Maria, who is a nun, who then goes on to be a nanny, she sings this song, and this should be your theme song. I have confidence in sunshine. I have confidence in rain. I have confidence that spring will come again. Besides what you see, I have confidence in me. Strength doesn't lie in numbers. And she goes on to say that strength lies in nights of peaceful slumbers, because when you wake up, you wake up. So she needs to have confidence in herself to take on a new challenge, because the nuns don't believe in her. They think she's a troublesome person. She doesn't fit in. You've got to find your confidence. That's your new theme song. I have confidence in sunshine. I have confidence in Kamini. That's your new song, honey.
Okay.
Because you've got to move yourself into the journey of what is it that I want to create? How can I create the life that I want?
Okay.
You are thinking of making a move, correct?
Yeah, I am.
But we're not ready to move because first of all, we don't know where we're going to go yet, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And we need an up-leveling at work because this seems a little uncomfortable, yes?
We need, I'm sorry, the phone kind of...
Up-leveling at work? We need to kind of make a shift at work, please, yes?
Well, yeah, I would like to get an increase, but, I like my job. I just don't know.
Up-leveling, increase, they just kind of show me bumping you up, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So just keep working on that. This year is a year of great change for you, Kamini. So the muck begins to clear and the sun begins to shine. I've got to go for now. They're getting ready to wave me off to commercial, Kamini. Thank you so much for following the show. I know you've been with us. I think we're at 593 shows, and I know you haven't listened to them all, but you've been a part of this for probably a good part of our 12 years. So thank you for following the show. Greatly appreciate you.
No problem. I appreciate you too, Sarah.
Thank you. Bye for now. Stay well. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to go to the phone lines. But first, we've got to talk to my friend Stacie Haller, and we've got to see what's going on in the astrology. It's the top of the month. It is July, and we need to see what the sun, the moon, and the planets have got to say to all of us. So I hope you stay with us, everyone. Don't go away. You know, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with SarahSpiritual on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. Phone lines are open at 1-888-565-1470. That's 1-888-565-1470.
The opinions expressed on the
The other day, I sat alone and I realized you're not here. I used to to pick up the phone and tell you how my day was. I miss you. I sit alone at times, wondering why you had to go. I really didn't want to see you leave. It happened too soon. I lost myself in tears. I lost myself in wondering. But now I just gotta get used to the fact that you're gone now. I just got to get used to. I won't hear your voice anymore. Oh, the things that I would tell you if you were sitting here now. I know we'd be laughing somehow, but I gotta get used to that you're not coming back to me. I gotta realize you're at peace on the other side. But there's something inside of me that's having trouble letting go. There's something inside of me that just doesn't want to know you're gone. But I've gotta get used to. I can't hold your hand anymore. I gotta get used to. I won't hear your voice anymore. But it's alright, I know you had to go. This time you did. And I don't want my tears to hold you back from wherever you're going to. But no, I miss you. And I'll never get used to
deceased are among you. SarahSpiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium who can connect you with your loved ones, spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. For Sarah, life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. To contact Sarah for a personal reading, call 561-682-0956 or send an email to sarah@sarahspiritual.com. You can also visit www.sarahspiritual.com for more information. That's 561-682-0956 or sarahspiritual.com. Let Spirit and Sarah raise you up.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah and be in the energy of light. Call Sarah Spiritual now, toll free, worldwide, 1-888-565-1470. 1-888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook, YouTube, or Periscope.
Oh, yes, indeed. There's a light right here on WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. And we're answering your questions all across the nation at 888-565-1470. And, of course, we want to visit you on Facebook and on YouTube. So hashtag SarahSpiritual. Visit the Sarah Spiritual page. And if you want to learn more about me and the work that I do, you can go to SarahSpiritual.com. And there you can find out about my products and my personal sessions if you want to have a personal session with me. And you can also learn more about my Expedito Enlightenment Center. We are located in West Palm Beach, and we have products, we have books, we have incense, we have crystals, quite a few crystals. And I understand we've got some magnificent crystals out there. So we've got some beautiful products that you can use, and we've got a new moon and a new attitude coming up. So this new moon is going to be on Friday, so be sure to pick up your new moon candle, your new moon spray, your new moon oil, and your new moon bath. And by the light of the silvery new moon, we're going to swoon, everybody, because we're starting new beginnings and new energy. Matter of fact, that's a great lead-in to my friend, my astrologer, Stacie Haller. So we're going to go to Stacie, and she is going to fill us in on what's coming up and what the stars look like. I don't know, are the stars out tonight? I don't care if it's cloudy or bright. Let's see, Stacie, how you doing out there?
Hi, Sarah. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
We're doing well. We're doing well here in South Florida. This side of Florida seems to be a little more sunny than the other side of Florida, but we are hanging in there. A little tropical storm just kind of breezing on by. So, Miss Stacie, tell us, what do we have going on in the stars and the planets and the moon? We've got a new moon coming up.
Sarah, I just have to say, I don't know what kind of power you have, but the minute you said the word storm, thunder went off outside my apartment building. So I just had a comment on that. It wasn't not raining until you mentioned that.
Yeah,
so
well, I feel the earth move under my feet. So tell us what's going to happen on this planet here.
Well, we are in Cancer season, but first I will let everybody know, take a deep breath. Today, finally, the shadow of the Mercury retrograde is over.
Good.
So we could breathe and have that past us. Cancer season, which we're in the midst of right now, is all about home and personal affairs and nurturing and protection and entertaining in our homes or outside as need be. So it's a very warm season coming in for us to take a look at our emotions. And this month is all about emotions because that's what the moon represents. So with the new moon in Cancer, and the moon does rule Cancer, it's going to be particularly emotionally triggering for our water sign friends. So if you have your moon in Cancer or your sun in Cancer, you're going to feel this Friday's new moon a little bit more. So take a deep breath.
Okay, well, we're going to I think everyone needs to take a deep breath because it's just been a heck of a ride coming out of Mercury retrograde. Definitely had some shakeups in Mercury retrograde for sure.
You know, when we talk about, I'm one of those people who definitely sees the retrograde as a time of not being that horror that we anticipate. Now, I'm not a Pollyanna. When everything blows up and your internet blows up and you miss things during a Mercury retrograde, yes, that aggravates me as much as everyone else. But it is a good time for us to take a look back at things and reflect. And it was interesting thinking about you talking about time in a bottle of reflecting back to nurturing times.
Yes.
Where you were using home and security. And that's really what Cancer is all about. And we need to hold on to those feelings as we go through rough times. So it was so fortuitous, not really with you, I know, to be talking about this during Cancer season.
Yes, and so Stacie, I'm gonna put you on the spot. If you could save time in a bottle, what's the memory you'd like to hold? What comes up for you?
Obviously, I've been thinking about that, listening to you in the last hour, and really what kept coming to me were the times that I've spent with loved ones who aren't here anymore that made me feel secure and loved. The people and the times in my life where I could totally be myself and feel free or feel the warmth of the sun, those are the things that I want to keep bottled up so that when you do, like you say, go through the rougher times, you have that saved up to help you get through.
Beautiful. So what do we got coming up here now that we got all mushy?
Well, to be a little bit mushier, I will just say that we brought up the retrograde because the outer planets, Mercury is one of our inner planets, our personal planet, so it affects us greatly on a daily basis.
Right.
But we have 5 outer planets going into retrograde for the rest of the summer and into the fall. And they're larger. They're more evolutionary. So we have Jupiter and Saturn and Neptune and Pluto and Chiron all in retrograde for the next couple of months. And really what that means is in all those outer evolutionary areas, we need to rethink, to look back. Jupiter brings us expansion. So when it's in retrograde, maybe we don't want to take those really big risks and we want to think through it a little more. Or Saturn is in retrograde. Saturn's all about structures and plans. So maybe we want to rethink those things during a retrograde. Are the plans working? Things like that. Neptune, especially with Neptune in retrograde, that's when we have to make sure we're not looking through rose-colored glasses. Neptune likes to bring illusions and dreams and fantasies through us. So when it's in retrograde, it's saying, don't take off the rose-colored glasses. Make sure you know what you're looking at.
Absolutely.
So those are the kind of things. So it's all very reminiscent of taking a look closely at things, weeding out what doesn't work anymore, and really planning for the new things moving forward.
And that movement forward is, of course, at our direction. So if someone is planning to do some expansion, it's not just about the planet Venus, for instance, being retrograde. It also depends on, where Venus is placed in their chart. It may not have as much of an impact on one particular person as it may in others. It's also true.
It's very true. I mean, what we're talking about when we talk about where it is in the sign it's in, it really is only half of the picture.
Right.
The other half of the picture, which you know from your birth and natal chart, is where does that fall in your life? Are you going to feel it in your home? Are you going to feel it in your work life? Are you going to feel it in your relationships? And actually, that's one of the things we're going to be talking about in our class this week. So in our moon class, we're talking about how the new moon is affecting everyone. And in the class, I'm going to share where you can find out where these fall in your chart and what areas of your life will you feel that most directly.
Absolutely. So, Stacie, let's talk about our moon class for just a minute. So we're going to understand our moon sign. You know, everyone may know their sun sign, but they may not understand the impact and the meaning of a moon sign and how that can affect us in relationships with other people as well. So we have a class this Friday night. Everyone listening, you can learn more about the class, and please register at SarahSpiritual.com, or you can register at destinyinthestars.com. This will help you connect to understanding your moon sign and its connection to your chart and how it impacts you. And Stacie, that class, so everyone knows, is going to be closing out by midnight tomorrow night. So we must be registered by the end of tomorrow in order to participate in this great class. I know it's going to be jam-packed, full of information. Stacie, tell us a little bit more what we're going to be talking about in the moon class.
Well, one of the things, first I want everybody to know, don't worry if you do not know your moon sign. By registering by tomorrow night, if you send us the birth information, we'll also provide your chart. So you'll know what your moon sign is and what house it's in. But one of the things I'm including in the class that I think most people I know will be interested in is compatibilities. So if the moon represents your emotions and your feeling of security and where you like to feel the most secure in your life, I'm going to show you a way to understand someone else's moon sign in your life and how you could work together or maybe not work together in a pair. So I think that'll be a fun part of the class, talking about looking at compatibilities and how to know someone else's moon sign, and if they're the right person that makes you feel good and secure or the person that never makes you feel good and secure.
So where someone's moon sign is, who you're considering dating or dating, could be a great impact into how the relationship unfolds and some of the challenges you could have in the relationship, yes?
You know, there are many applications, Sarah. I actually was speaking with a friend who was taking care of her mother who just started to have dementia. But by understanding how she felt more secure, we were able to talk about things she could do for her that intrinsically would make her calm and feel secure. You know, if her moon is in Virgo, if she accomplished a task, that would make her feel really accomplished and calm. So there are many ways and many relationships in your life, with your family, with your friends, with your lovers. You know, your compatibility in your moon sign, it's only one part of compatibility, but I think most people would say emotions are pretty important.
They are very, very important, and they tend to run high in family relationships and love relationships. So knowing how to navigate those waters, and it's all about navigating the choppy waters at times so we can get to the crystal clear blue skies and sea. Stacie, how can people find out more about you?
Please visit me at destinyinthestars.com. You could read a little bit about my history and my past and the types of readings that I do as well. I'd love to see you all in this class. Most people think astrology is just your sun sign. There is just so much more and so much more insight you can have about yourself and others through learning about astrology that I'm happy to share that with you all.
And if someone isn't able to take the class, but they would like to have a personal session and connect and understand their birth chart, that's something that you can do. You can go over their natal chart, yes?
Absolutely. I do birth chart readings as well as for children and for infants as well. And then, of course, yearly birth returns, questions you may have. There are many reasons people visit an astrologer. So please reach out to me. You could contact me on my website, and we could chat about what you're interested in.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Stacie. We are really very enthusiastic about having class with you on Friday night. If you'd love to register for our moon sign class, it's a fabulous night for a moon dance. Yes. So we're going to have a good time on our moon class. And so we'd love to have you register by midnight tomorrow night. If you don't have your birth chart, just give us your birth information. You'll be able to fill out the form, and Stacie will have that ready for you for class on Friday. Everyone, have a great time in class. We're going to see you on Friday night. Stacie, as always, it's been an absolute pleasure having you here live on WWNN and sharing your wisdom and knowledge on astrology and giving us some insight on the month to come. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Sarah. I'm excited to see you all Friday night.
See you all Friday night. Thanks so much, Stacie. Bye for now.
Bye.
To learn more about Stacie, be sure to go to destinyinthestars.com. And if you want to learn more about me, go to SarahSpiritual.com and pop onto my Facebook and my YouTube page. You know, we've got a big announcement coming up, and we're also going back to the phone lines at 888-565-1470. But before we do that, we're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. And then when we come back, we're going to give you quite the bit of information. Stay with us. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me?
Have you ever felt alone, sensing something more is around you, but are unsure how to connect? Do you wonder if your loved ones who are deceased are among you? Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium who can connect you with your loved ones, spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. For Sarah, life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. To contact Sarah for a personal reading, call 561-682-0956 or send an email to sarah@sarahspiritual.com. You can also visit www.sarahspiritual.com for more information. That's 561-682-0956 or sarahspiritual.com. Let Spirit and Sarah raise you up. For the most extensive multicultural array of spiritual products, classes, and healing services in a comfortable and convenient setting, you must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in the Habitat Plaza in West Palm Beach. There you'll find the products, services, and spiritual development classes to help you bridge the gap between you and your spiritual connection. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Habitat Plaza, West Palm Beach. Call them at 561-682-0955 or online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. For yourself or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in the Habitat Plaza, Okeechobee Boulevard, West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit them on the web at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah and be in the energy of light. Call Sarah Spiritual now, toll free, worldwide, 1-888-565-1470. 1-888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook, YouTube, or Periscope.
Do you know me? Do I know you? I know I met you before. I am Sarah Spiritual, and you're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah right here on WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. And we are answering your questions at 888-565-1470. And you can also visit us on Facebook, Sarah Spiritual, and Instagram, Sarah Spiritual, and YouTube, Sarah Spiritual. Answering questions on Facebook and YouTube right now. So please be sure to put your question in the feed. But for now, I'm going back to my phone lines. And don't forget, we've got an announcement coming up. But I've got to go to Delray right here in South Florida, not too far from where we are in Boca. I've got Linda in Delray. Linda, how you doing?
Hi. Nice to hear you. And I'm so grateful to have found this this program.
Well,
this
thank
is really
you.
amazing that it's so close to me. And I love your singing. And
Thank you.
You're kind of like also listening to a cabaret.
Yes, and life is a cabaret, old friend, right? So I know my show tunes. But Linda, I just got to tell you first and foremost that the energy around you is just really shifting in a direction of putting you on a good platform financially and kind of lifting things up for you so that you can make a shift. And it has to do with something about work, business, career. But before I go down that path and also get some other connections for you, Linda, if you could put time in a bottle, what moment do you cherish and would you put in that bottle?
It would have to be celebrations with family and friends, graduations and milestones that were like really marked, special holiday celebrations where my mother would just recreate this beautiful like Easter paradise and a Christmas paradise and really set the tone with the lights or, the eggs and, Easter baskets. And I really cherish those moments. And she's long gone. So
long gone, but not forgotten.
They're really special.
Yes, not forgotten.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely
not. And I also look at the energy, Linda. You've been doing a lot of work on health and healing for yourself recently as well, please?
Yes, I definitely have been, yes.
They're talking about regrouping, recalibration of self, healing, necessary healing, almost like we had to get on track, right? So we're at that crossroad of get on track. And I feel like the inner being is finding more peace in an understanding of the body and how the body can heal itself. Yes, please?
The body and the soul.
The soul, yes. You're getting that inner peace from that healing, and you've been going within. And they talk to me about your inner power that you've discovered about yourself. There's this energy of finding your own personal strength and courage that you have embraced. And when I spin you back, and I have to go back into the energy of 2014, it kind of make me feel like this was a time of some change for you and possibly like an evolution within self. Does that make sense to you, please?
It absolutely does. Yes, it does.
And I kind of feel like a little divide. So kind of like there was like a little divide, kind of like a wake-up call, and you had to kind of like regroup yourself. This makes sense? Yes, please?
I was on a very long scientific career path, which I loved very passionately. But it was all analytical, and it was not soulful. And it was about 2014 that this awakening and transition came about that has really thrown me for a loop.
It's thrown you on your path, right? We might be on the loop-de-loo, but it's put you on your path, my dear. Very interestingly enough.
And I appreciate to know that, because I just feel like I've been in kind of a hurricane saying, okay, what am I going to land and what am I going to land in? And should I stay here? Should I go back to my old line of work? I feel like I just kind of got caught up in a whirlwind. And
so I'm going to pause you. No, I'm going to pause. Let me pause you. Yeah. Okay, because they're talking and I need to talk. As they give it to me, I realize I will lose them. So the word on the spiritual street is this. You just got on track with yourself. And it was a necessity from who you are and the way you work and the way your mind is for you to structure yourself that way. This is the year that you rebirth your whole entire career. I know you began the journey in the 2014 because they show divide, separation. So they show that change, that shift. It was almost like a breakup, right? It was almost like an ending, because we woke up and realized that we had been going through the motions of life, but we hadn't really felt, right? There's another song that says, I've been to paradise, but I've never been to me. And so you finally are stepping into yourself, and you will land. You think you're in the wind and the tossing of the tornado, almost like Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. But what you need to remember is you have those red ruby slippers on, and the power has always been with you. And you're just finding this personal power, this courage that I spoke of just a moment ago. And I see this journey of spirit, this journey of self-expression, this journey of oneness of the soul. I see you opening up, Linda, in this energy of turning this into something that becomes career, work, business, all right? Empowering, assisting other people on their journey. I feel as if there's a message inside of your soul that has been the story that you came to speak all these years that you were never able to articulate because it didn't make sense, because it wouldn't have resonated with those that you were surrounded by. But now in this moment of time, when I look at the energy around you, I'm made aware of this opportunity for you to express yourself. I see they give me a pen, they give me Archangel Gabriel, they put me on the pad, they give me writing. They also open up the energy of healing and crystals and intuition. And this is all opening up a great vast energy of self healing and actualization. They're speaking to me so fast I can barely get the words out. But there's a way for you to move forward in this that does not force you to go backwards, rather for you to appreciate where you've been and to move forward in this direction, and using all the skill sets that you have, all the analytical tools that have been most advantageous to you in the past, and putting them into actuality in a more spiritual modality that you can recognize and put forth as a platform for yourself to, yes, care for self, sustain self, but also leave that legacy that your soul has come to be. And when I spin you back, and I'm going to go really, really way back, when I see you in the energy of age 7, age 8, they bring me this energy of you who was the I don't know if you lined your animals up or your dolls up, but you always were talking and teaching and sharing, even at a little age, because your little spirit, your little fairy-like spirit, was already emulating the essence of who you were. It's just it couldn't be actualized till now. Does this make any sense to you?
Yeah, it does. It does. I did line my animals up.
Yes. Like I saw you like almost like a little baton going, okay, this is what we're going to do, boys and girls. So it was your own version of Romper Room, I guess. But it's this beautiful energy that I see around you. And you're stepping into this. And this is a year that you recognize financial wellness. Maybe not through the traditional form that you're used to, and you're kind of reshaping your security feeling and releasing the concern of lack and embracing the new way to trust the universe will always provide. The universe will always give you that which is necessary to be of service to yourself and others. There's never, ever a fear around that anymore, because we recognize that the universe will support your every move, Linda. This is a year that you will rebirth yourself in what seems to be like a business or a career, wrapped all into one, connected to the sole purpose of who you've come to be. That's where you're at.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
My brother Wayne just passed.
Yes.
About a month ago, in end of May, and I'm really concerned about him, and I hope he's safe and he's in the light, and I just wondered if I can get some clarity on that.
Well, I'll see if I can make a connection when it's been about a month. Sometimes it's a little too soon. But one thing I am made aware of from guides and angels is that safe is more than safe. Okay, more than okay. In the energy of light, he's in the light. He's made transition. Some kind of, I don't know, there's some kind of shock to his system before he passed, please. Does this make sense to you?
He in the process of transitioning, he had a heart attack.
Yes, I have a heart on my paper here for those who are here with me, and I'll show it up onto my screen here. So I'm drawing my heart, and I have the word shock here. So there was a shock to the body, heart, and so it was a shock to cross over. Okay, so he wasn't expecting that, but in a soul purpose, in a soul energy, he most certainly is okay. All right, but I have to wait a little longer before I can actually have a conversation complete with him. But but that's the energy I get from the guides and the angels. Okay, so let me know by the minute you started talking about Wayne, I started drawing his heart, and they show me the shock. So trust that he is okay and he is at peace, Linda. And I welcome you to the show. Thank you so much. It's been great conversation. I trust that I have been of service to you today, and we welcome you to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. And please check out my website, SarahSpiritual.com, and our other YouTube videos and Facebook videos. We'd love to have you on board.
I will. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'm very grateful.
You're
Thank
welcome.
You so much for your
My
work.
pleasure. God bless you. Bye for now.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
888-565-1470. I've got to go to my friends on Facebook and YouTube. Let's see what the questions are here on our Facebook. And we got Kimberly Griffith. She's on Facebook, and she says, "Hey, Sarah, I'm a-wondering." When we're wondering what happens. I wonder. Yeah, we wonder. Well, next course should be sound healing or learning to tap into the Akashic records. Kimberly, you've got a powerful energy of healing, and I'm leaning towards the sound healing. I kind of feel the sound of the angels, the twinkle of the bells, the sound of the fairies singing up in the skies. I've got the energy of sound healing because I feel like this is in alignment with the work that is going to bring you the best peace and the best flow of connection with people. So Kimberly Griffith, go ahead with your sound healing and do the work that is necessary for you so that you can take your message out to people. Thank you so much for your Facebook question. We're going to take another question from Facebook or YouTube. Let's see who we got. We got Lisa Engel Franklin. Lisa Engel Franklin, she says, "Hey, wondering if my brother's ever around me. He left this world so early, and he had something going on with his muscles and his disease in the muscle area that kind of deteriorated as the energy is shown here." But Lisa Engel Franklin, the way I see the energy is he left early, but I see the energy around him as being at peace. I see his energy around you. He's been gone for a while is how it makes me feel. So I feel as if, Lisa, he is very much around you, and that you get moments or inklings of him, that he is near you and almost connects to you in the dream state from time to time. Know that he is at peace and that he is with you, Lisa. And of course, we are sorry that he left the earth a little sooner than we here on Life would have liked him to. But remember, you have memories with him that you can save in a bottle and cherish every day. Thank you, Lisa Engel, for your Facebook question. And we're going to take one more from Facebook and YouTube before we go back to our phone lines at 888-565-1470. We got Frances Porrata, and she says, "Hey, Sarah, what do the spirits have to say about what's been weighing on me? What direction should I go?" Frances, the first thing they make me aware of is you have this great intuitive sense, and you have to find a way around the obstacles that are there that float your heart. We want to find a way to float your heart and make your heart sing with joy. I feel as if obstacles are presenting themselves, not so much that you shouldn't go in that direction, but that you need to be more creative and maybe look at the blessings that are there for you and not necessarily to be shared with other people at this time. This is about you and you learning how to put yourself first, self-love, self-worth, and move yourself forward. I feel as if the direction you're going to go is going to bring you financial peace and a lot of inner peace, love, and light. And I see this happening and unfolding in the next 2 months. So be prepared to make your changes in the next 2 months, Frances Porrata. Thank you so much for your Facebook question. We're going to go to the phone lines now at 888-565-1470. I'm going to go to Christine, and she is in Port St. Lucie. Christine, how are you tonight?
Hello. Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great, Christine. And Christine, is this your first time calling the show?
No, I haven't called in a while, but I called last year sometime.
Well, thank you so much for remembering us. I greatly appreciate that. Christine, if you could put time in a bottle, what moment would you love to share?
I don't really have anything, to be honest. I don't really have any good memories.
There's a moment with kids or friends or grandma or...
Yeah, but nothing really, no. I have kids, but no.
Okay.
Nothing really special.
Nothing special. Well, then we're going to have to change that, honey, because we need to have some special moments in life. Christine, when I look at the energy around you, first of all, I want you to know that the energy of your birthday is a very powerful one. And I look at the energy around you, and they make me feel as if This year is for great expansion. We're going to expand into new horizons. I feel like we're going to expand financially as well, Christine, and that we're looking to create more abundance for ourselves. And also, they talk about feeling secure, and I don't just mean financially, but as far as the people around you, they make me feel like we need to kind of anchor ourselves down and feel some kind of security, knowing that the people around us are being truthful. Does this make sense to you?
Yeah. I just found out my husband's been lying and cheating. So.
Well, hello. Then we got to make sure we're feeling safe and truthful, right? Because
yes,
they got to make sense, and he ain't making no sense. So, Christine,
nope.
All right. So we found that out, and I see I have the line here of division here, but I also feel like we've got to put ourselves on a better track for ourselves so that we are okay to create the energy of what we want our life to be. And that requires us to expand financially and to make some shifts and changes. And the universe is going to support your personal expansion, okay? Your personal expansion. What is the question around your husband? I feel like there's more questioning around that whole story, please.
No, I'm done with him. I'm gonna get a divorce. I'm trying to get a job. I moved back to Florida last September, and I haven't had received a job yet. I feel like there's some type of bad energy around me.
Well, sometimes we need to clear our energy, kind of take a bath, do some spiritual things to kind of shift our energy. New moon's coming, so I would definitely make some new moon intentions. If you want, Christine, you can always go to my website, SarahSpiritual, and I can make something custom for you to kind of clear your energy. I do feel work is coming for you. But I feel as if you're looking in some of the wrong places or maybe not presenting your skill set in a proper way for them to recognize you, Christine, because they're kind of showing me like applications, paperwork. So we may want to reevaluate or perhaps have someone who writes resumes, give you a hand, or work with a recruiter or a placement agency.
Yes, I was thinking of that.
You need a little help. You need a little tweak. You're not quite on track. You're not representing yourself at your best possible power right now, because I feel as if this move to Florida was really more of a setback. We might have moved for some reasons, but it was a setback for you, and now we have to put you back on your track, all right? Otherwise, you're ready to pack up and head back north, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, she's like, I am out of here, SarahSpiritual, but we're going to give it one more try, right? And I will tell you, if it does not come together for you this year, I do believe that if things aren't in a good flow for you, that by April of next year, you will leave Florida. You have free will in this, but I do feel like next year is a year of endings and closing out. You will be divorced in the 2022 time. And I'm really sorry that you came to recognize that he wasn't being truthful. But that's what this year is about. It's about you stepping into your power and having courage and seeing what is truthful around you. And you saw the truth.
Yes.
And I'm not going to take it anymore, right? That's what I see. So go to SarahSpiritual.com. Under the section called Baths, in my products section, you will see customized bath. In the memo, just say, hey, we chatted on the radio. I will whip you up something. We will ship it out to you, or you can drive on down from Port St. Lucie if you like, and come visit us at the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome, Christine. Sorry about the news, but I know this will pass, and you will survive. I will survive. Yes. All right, Christine, thanks so much. Bye for now. You too. Bye. 888-565-1470. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we got some news to share with all of you. And yes, we got calls in Texas. We got calls all across the nation. So stay with us. We're going to get right back.
Have you ever felt alone, sensing something more is around you, but are unsure how to connect? Do you wonder if your loved ones who are deceased are among you? SarahSpiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium who can connect you with your loved ones, spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. For Sarah, life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. To contact Sarah for a personal reading, call 561-682-0956 or send an email to sarah@sarahspiritual.com. You can also visit www.sarahspiritual.com for more information. That's 561-682-0956 or sarahspiritual.com. Let Spirit and Sarah raise you up. For the most extensive multicultural array of spiritual products, classes, and healing services in a comfortable and convenient setting, you must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in the Habitat Plaza in West Palm Beach. There you'll find the products, services, and spiritual development classes to help you bridge the gap between you and your spiritual connection. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Habitat Plaza, West Palm Beach. Call them at 561-682-0955 or online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. For yourself or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in the Habitat Plaza, Okeechobee Boulevard, West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit them on the web at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah and be in the energy of light. Call Sarah Spiritual now, toll free, worldwide, 1-888-565-1470. 1-888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook, YouTube, or Periscope.
Seen me. I am Sarah Spiritual, and we're so glad to have you here joining us. And drum roll, please. We got some information to share with all of you. We've been on national radio for over 12 years, and it's been quite the ride. We had the privilege and the joy to expand our radio show to Atlanta. We've been expanded to New York and to Connecticut and to New Jersey, and that too has been a wonderful ride. But we decided to take on a new market and a new expansion, and we are welcoming our family in Tampa. So if you have friends on the west coast of Florida, we're heading west, everyone. Yeah, head west. We're packing up, and we're going to share the energy. We're going to still be here on WWNN with all of you, but we're going to expand over to the west coast. We're going to be broadcasting on WHFS 1010 AM, 92.1 FM, and 103.1 FM. So we are welcoming you to our family in Tampa. So join us, share the light, share the love, tell all your friends on the West Coast, Sarah Spiritual's coming. And we want to be answering questions from our loved ones on the West Coast. So be sure to share the information. And we're really happy to be expanding here in South Florida and the West Coast of Florida as well. And we're looking forward to more expansion as the months come. But for now, we're welcoming Tampa into our wonderful play of fun with all of you. So we want to thank everyone who is supporting us in this transition. And we're welcoming our 593rd show tonight. And, of course, our 12 years of national radio with all of you. So that's our big announcement. So be sure to say hashtag Sarah Spiritual's going to Tampa. And we want to see you with us next Wednesday night from 6 to 7. We'll be in Tampa. And, of course, still staying here from 6 to 8 p.m. on our dear love friends on WWNN 1470 AM. As many of you know, we started another station. We were there for, I guess it was like 10 plus years before we are 9 years before we moved on over here to WWNN. So WWN took us in, and we've been here for about 3 years. We were figuring out. So we want to thank WWNN, and we're going to still stay with our wonderful Beasley network. So we're really glad to stay a part of our Beasley energy. So we are so excited to go back to the phone lines, 888-565-1470. And I've got to go deep in the heart of Texas. I got Vanessa on the line. Vanessa, how you doing?
I'm fine. How are you, Sarah?
I'm doing great, Vanessa. If I could put time in a bottle. What are you putting in the bottle, Miss Vanessa?
I don't know what I'm putting in the bottle.
Well, we need more than
love.
ketchup, honey. We need more than ketchup, okay?
Yes.
So how about a memory? What memory do we want to cherish?
Well, I'm really grateful that my kids are still here. I'm grateful for the little things.
Well, let's go back to your past. Oh, I don't care what you want to know right now, because we are still putting stuff in your bottle, and as far as I can see, your bottle's empty. So we are going to go back to the past. What's a memory, a childhood memory that sticks out, that brings you joy and happiness that you want to cherish in your bottle?
Oh, when I was at the beach.
What beach did you used to go to?
It was Galveston Beach.
Ah, Galveston Beach. I've never been there. Is it beautiful?
It is.
Wonderful.
Pleasant.
All right, so we're going to put a picture of you in Galveston Beach when you're a little one, hanging out on the beach in our time capsule bottle. And we're going to cherish that memory and the freedom, right? It kind of felt free and easy.
Correct.
Yeah, summertime and the living is easy. All right, now that we got some fish jumping and we're taken to the sky, Vanessa, I got to ask you, what is your question? What's your question? Love.
Will love ever pop up or be real?
Ah, well, now, here we go. It depends if you have cheese or imitation cheese, what cheese you have in here. Because sometimes in life, we got to look beyond the game that's put out in the front, right? So we have the illusion.
Yes, indeed.
But we have to have the discerning spirit. But usually the person inside of us that's a little wounded is the person who's attracting another wounded person. So it isn't always all their fault. We kind of knew, but we didn't want to know. So we kind of closed one eye and we just kind of looked, and it kind of looked good in the dark. So we're like, all right, it can't be that bad. But then when the light shined, just like our wonderful caller right before, she was sharing with us that she just found out that her husband's cheating on Lion. So she was like, oh, my God, I found out the truth. I'm like, well, good, because it's your year to find the truth. But you've been attracting people. Interestingly enough, let's get to the story here, because you've been attracting people that you have had to kind of hold up. And you had your life preserver on and you're ready, because you're the kind of girl who's practical, logical, gets it done, get her done, and you make things happen. And I hear that song, Ain't No Stopping Me Now.
Girl,
I'm
that's
on the
my
move.
favorite song.
Yeah, you're on the move. That's what I hear in my head. Ain't no stopping us now. And so you're moving. You're easing on down the road. And as you're going down the road, as I see the energy, it's really cool, because you just bulldoze over people when you have to. You just get it done.
You're sure right.
But when it comes to your heart, what puppies? Are you like a part puppy rescue camp? What is this? You rescue people in some way, and you look at them as potential. We are not marrying potential. We are marrying somebody who comes complete with instructions, please. And the energy that I see here, it's the wound that happened when you were 9 or 10, when something got disbanded in the family. This is where they take me. And they show me this energy, and it makes me feel like that little girl has to overcompensate and figures, if I do more than enough for the person, why would they ever wrong me? And next thing you know, you're singing Love Don't Live Here No More, and there's the door. That's the next thing you're doing, because you will throw his sorry you-know-what out the door.
Correct.
But you're carrying the bitterness. And Vanessa, if there's ever been something that can block the heart from loving, it's bitterness. And you're holding this in your heart so much that 3/4 of it, we are frozen solid. And you need to open the heart.
Okay.
And you need to love yourself enough to know that you know the game already. And you need to focus not on what you don't want, which you are. And that, well, if it comes, but I don't think it's going to come. Like, this is the self-talk you have. Like, I don't know. Someone's going to have to impress me. No. Someone has to make you feel again. There's a spot inside your heart that's the same little spot that's been wanting to love since she was a little girl. And that little spot is the spot that can spark and send out the right signal to attract someone who's not here to rescue you, not here for you to save them, but for them to be an equal vibrational match. And when I spin the energy around, and this is where it gets real good, so listen up. When I spin the energy around and I bring you into the end of this year, into the beginning of next year, kind of in the energy of December, January, February, that's the feeling I get. When I look at that energy, I see you attracting someone that you have to give a chance, because they too have had their share of somebody done me wrong story. But it's not a story they're saying to cover up for their mistakes, because that's another good one, and you know that game too. It's the story of where they've been. And love is coming for you. And and I don't say that because that's what you want to hear. I say that because that's what's in the energy. But what brings it close enough for you to have and experience it in this next short time is your willingness to defrost the rest of your heart and your ability to trust that you know what you know, and that you're going to know when it doesn't feel right, and just turn around and go, okay, next. And I want you to look at life and love as gathering shells in a bucket of sand and carrying it down the most beautiful Galveston beach that you've ever walked. And as you pick up the most magnificent shells and you sort through them, you know, when you really hold it up to the light, you notice one's a little cracked, one doesn't have the right coloring, and we toss it back. That is what the sifting through relationship material is going to be right. And then inevitably, we always have some shells in our bucket that we take home. And then later on in the day, we go through our bucket of sand, because of course now we can't bring the sand in the house. Mother was saying you cannot do that. So pick your shells and leave the bucket outside. And so you sit with your shells, and you're going to find there's really only one or two that are really worth keeping after all.
Right.
And that's where the journey begins.
Okay.
You are not looking for any replacements. You're not looking for anyone to heal you. You are not looking for anyone to complete you. You are looking for someone to stand by your side, stand up, and pay attention. And this is the energy that comes for you.
Okay.
And you need to be that role model for your children so that they could see how to love. You give them love, but you give them love and structure. But you're still always guarded, Vanessa. Your guides tell me you're guarded. Let your guard down. You have to trust. And you say, if you pray, you say, God, I surrender the outcome of who's to be the partner for you to shine the light on the path so that I will be smart enough, wise enough to recognize it, and give me the strength and your mercy to heal my heart so it will be open to receive this love. And so it is.
Man.
This is how you create this.
Okay.
Vanessa,
Most
it's coming.
definitely.
All right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you so much for calling. How did you hear about the show?
Oh, I ordered from you, but it's been a minute. Been a minute.
Well, get yourself some Divine Love Spray, spritz yourself, and head on out, honey. Love's coming. Ain't no stopping you now.
Amen. I appreciate it and bless you.
God bless you, my dear. Thank you so much for calling and following the show. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Yes, indeed. Sometimes we just got to let the walls down and open our heart, and love will find a way. I got quite the songs going. I guess all my little musical, mystical spirit guides are all with me tonight. And I sure hope that you are going to join us for Friday night's class. We're going to learn about our moon signs and really shine in the light of the silvery moon. And it's a great time for a moon party. So we're going to be connecting to the moon energy with my friend Stacie Haller. Want to learn more about her and the class? Go to destinyinthestars.com. And if you're here in West Palm Beach or South Florida, please visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center. You can go to ExpeditoEnlightenmentCenter.com. Just Google us. We'll pop up. I would love to have you visit my wonderful center, a vast array of crystals. We've got baths, we've got sprays, we've got incense, we've got oils, we've got books, we've got jewelry. We got it all. And some magnificent artwork on the walls and such a tranquil, beautiful feeling of divine energy. So we welcome you into our energy. We want to thank you for following the show, joining us on this journey, and we're going to expand. Join us next week from the 6 to 7 as we launch in Tampa. We're going to take the west coast of Florida by storm, and then, well, we're at the bottom of the country. We might as well move on up and visit some other places. And now that life is starting to have a different feel, remember, do what feels right for your heart. Stay well, stay safe, and remember to trust that the divine is always in charge and love will always find a way. I appreciate you listening here to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. We love you. God bless you. Good night. And I am Sarah Spiritual.
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answer your most important questions as you navigate life. Listen and call in next week and let Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at SarahSpiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in next week for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.